Hi guys, welcome to 1UX1. Today we're talking about user researchers. What do user researchers do in their day-to-day job? This is a really common question. User research has become a growing field, which is a spin-off from UX design. So now you have a full role that you can do in a job. But what do they actually do? The first thing that they do, user researchers, is they discover the problem. So they focus on UCD, user-centered design or user-centered solutions. So they're always looking at what is the problem we're trying to solve. So they'll create something called a problem statement. That's the first thing they do. So they need to think about the problem. And then when they're thinking about the problem, they're also focusing on the end user. Who uses this product? Who uses the app, the website, or the software? So they're thinking about that as the first thing. Now, when they think about that problem, they're thinking about what is the objective of the user, what they're trying to achieve. Are they trying to check out quicker? Are they trying to upload a file? Are they trying to check their weight or buy something? So they want to know about the user and what they're trying to do. And then the next step a user researcher will do is actually attend and be present with the user. So that's the I call the fun part. We actually start to do field work and meet people and engage with them. What that means is you start booking interviews. You can use external agencies which you ask your product owner, product manager for a budget for, and you get the budget. And then what you can do with that is spend that money to hire people to interview. So you can interview them yourself, or you can hire an agency to do the interviewing for you. That way you get the data that you need. So that's the next bit. And in that field work, you're going to collect two kinds of data. You collect qualitative data and quantitative data. Qualitative data is what the word quality means. So it's the quality of the information that you get from them. How do they feel? How do they sense? What were their opinions about your website? So all of those attitudinal data that you see, what are their attitudes? What score would they give you for the checkout process? What score would they give you for the design? You take that qualitative data and collect that and collect it. And the second is quantitative data. So the numbers. How many times did you try to check in? How often do you use our website? So numbers. How often do you use a competitor's website or app? Have you ever downloaded this on your app and your tablet? So all the quantity based facts that you want to know, the numbers. So the words and numbers, I call it, easy way to remember, qualitative words and quantitative numbers. Those things will help you gather all the data that you need to present to your stakeholders, i.e. Your client, whoever's hired you to do this job, or your boss in your company, if you're working internally in your company, and you can give that to your product owner, product manager, and the C-suite, which is the senior management, the CEO of the company, or your directors. So they may want to know what outcomes are from your user research. The next bit is to write up your report. So you have to summarize and present it to everybody, to the stakeholders. So you'll be presenting your summary of all your findings. You may have pages and pages of information and data that you collected, but you need to collect that, put it into Excel sheets you might start with, but then you're going to create PowerPoints and PDFs which you can share, but normally you'll be asked to present them to the whole wider group so that they know what you did, what the findings were, what was the problem, what did they say, how they felt about the service, how would they rate our service, all of that information. And then you're going to sit down and analyze that data. So what are the key, what we call red roots? What are the key things we want to solve? Maybe they mentioned 100 problems with the website, but you really want to focus on 5 because they were the most common. So you want to analyze the data, get the most information you can from that, because now then you know what the problem was and which problems you want to solve now. So it doesn't mean you ignore the other 95 issues that came out of the interviews or the surveys, but you can put them in an icebox, i.e. work on them later, but at least now you know. And then that data that you as a user researcher collected will get translated. So now you're going to translate it, i.e. Into results. Now the user researcher is going to work with the UX designer and the UI designers. So the UX designers, like the architect, they're the ones who are going to wireframe and prototype and design it, and the UI is the one that's going to make it aesthetically more pleasing, have the right color scheme, the right design. And so the user research now hands on the conveyor belt to the next part of that process of creating great products. So user researchers really do an amazing job in helping everyone, because they find out exactly what's needed. They do the groundwork that ensures that we're creating the right product at the right time for the right people and meeting the user needs. So that's what user researchers do. It's a great fun job. It's really about people skills, and you will really have a good time if you want to go down that career.